if you're new here, we make a 2D RPG game in this stream, and you can see our website here and the story so far here as well, so feel free to take a look at those. But we do have a poll up today as well, so if you haven't voted yet, make sure you get in the Discord to vote, because it's a fun poll. You get to have a say who you think should be the most evil of our adorable group of fruits, and the one with the most good intentions out of the group as well. So get a vote in. It'll make all the difference right now, because things are pretty close in this poll. And we thought of some reasons yesterday why each of them might be evil and why each of them might be good, because we needed to make sure that there was a plan for whatever one won this poll. We didn't want to be stuck. We wanted to make sure each of them worked with the story no matter what. So, but it does look like, what I am going to do before I talk any more about this, I'm going to say that the poll will close during stream. I want to keep it open a little bit longer. I think we can get some more votes in today before we shut it. I was going to close the poll right away, but I want more people to have a say before we finish it for good. But some point today, I will be closing it. I got colouring books, that's art. Well, colouring books is a very relaxing thing to do. If I had more time, like if I wasn't really doing anything, that's probably something I'd do. But my goodness, I am just doing things all the time on my computer. Okay, so right, so let's have a review of what's happening in these polls. Shall we zoom in a bit? Have a closer look. Here we go. I think you can see that, can't you? Right, so Blueberry, my precious Blueberry. Everybody wants him to be evil. But, it's no shock, because look at all that list of bullet points on why Blueberry might be evil. He has more bullet points than any of the others. So I could totally get why he fits so well to be the most evil. And as for the good one, people tend to like the idea of Apple being the fruit with good intentions, and I think that could fit with the plot too, like looking at why he might be good. It fits. He's kind of the most generic out of all the fruits. He was the most generic anyway. All the others have like a real sort of distinct character to them. You've got that scarred lemon, he's bitter, and you've got the emo tomato boy, you've got adorable birthday boy Blueberry, and you've got the the nerdy professor Plum. And Apple is always the, he didn't really have anything special about him. He's just an apple. Just a plain old apple with a smiley face. Fantasia, thank you for the host. How you doing? And you voted JK. Yay. Yeah, get those votes in, guys. We want to make sure we get the true winners on this poll. So, if Apple ends up being top, I'm certainly not going to complain for being the good one, because it would give him a bit of more character that he's lacking a bit if that separated him from the rest. But we will see, because things could change. And who are the runners up? So it looks like Tomato's runner up for most evil at the moment, which also works, because look at that face, with an emotion of rage. It makes sense. I did get rid of Blueberry's empathy emotion that he had, because if he's going to be evil, or we're going to at least consider him as being evil, he probably won't be empathetic. And runner-up for fruit with good intentions, look like that's lemon right now. But we'll see. These polls can sometimes take a dramatic turn. My reasoning for Apple being good seems to have convinced a lot. It works. It works. Nobody thinks Apple should be evil either, it seems. because that one vote was actually the bot votes for that one vote, so that isn't actually anybody there, just the bot. So whenever I think the time's right, I'm going to close these polls. I just want to give people the chance to get a vote in before we do close it, just to be fair. And but I'm not going to let it stay open too long because, like I said yesterday, it's pretty hard to get on with the story and actually write our dialogue when we don't know who's going to be the evil one and who's going to be the good one, etc. So let's have a look at our notes. So this is, you know, the screenshot we took. I saw that there was a typo there as well, so I corrected that and screenshotted it again. My reason for Apple being... Oh yeah, I've already read that, but Fantasia. Right, okay, so I've even put a thing here where the relationships the fruits have with each other. So if me or anybody else has any ideas for the relationships they could have with each other, I will put more there, because so far we've only got a relationship between Lemon and Blueberry, which was already there anyway, because Lemon has a skill in battle that he protects Blueberry. That was decided way back in December, so from that skill alone it was pretty obvious Lemon is very protective of Blueberry and wants to make sure he's looked after. We should also put Lemon in front, I'd say, because he protects him. So to front. There we go. But as you can see in the title, guys, of today's stream, I have put writing dialogue as today's title. So we've gone from writing plot to dialogue today, because I really would like to at least start, maybe not put it together properly just yet, but at least start coming up with ideas. But one other thing I want to do, we got a line here, get it, you'll see what this is in a minute. Make it white. An RPG fan. I'm reaching out to streamers to figure out the consensus for the gaming community. How do I do that? How do you mean? Expand on that question. I'm intrigued. But I'm not even sure myself how you do it. I'm just a nerd making an RPG. But totally ask any questions you feel like asking. I'm totally up for that. No, don't mind that at all. Welcome to the stream. Oh my god, Ruby Rose, how do I get that email? Fantasia has a Ruby. Oh yeah, is that an anime? It is, isn't it? I thought Chubb was on about me then when he said Ruby Rose, because I'm wearing red today, so I'm sort of Ruby Rose. I know I need to talk to them, I just don't know how. Well, I'm not like the manager of all streamers, so I don't really know, I'm afraid. So that's funny. Okay, so this is the scale I'm making, and I'm gonna start putting them on the scale based on what the polls are so far. So least evil, but this is going to get changed around, of course, if the polls change. But it'd be cool to at least see a visual of what's happening and what's going on here. Could we even get another window capture up of the polls live? I think that'd be quite cool if people on stream could see that. Let me see. Get Discord up in a separate window. Window capture. New source. I've never done this before, so never had two window captures up, but oh my gosh, black screen. Can we crop it? Let's see. Oh no, we don't. It's small. I understand you and I love you. Thank you. Well, thank you for the kind words. I wish I could help more. I'm just not 100% sure what you're trying to ask. Because but of course I will try to help all I can. I'm just not sure how to answer the question. So if we pop that there, this is actually a live screen capture of the poll at the moment. So it'll save you guys having to keep looking the Discord. But I should probably keep it up and not go general chat. But I'm going to say hello to any new folks that pop in the stream. We've had a new one join. Okay, welcome Rob. Thank you for joining our Discord. But there we go. So right now we have... Should we make it even bigger? I don't know. I think that's visible enough. I have other intentions, but I don't want to ruin your game right now. Intentions? That sounds very, very, very mysterious. But you're not ruining my game. You guys chatting doesn't ruin the game. Don't you worry about that. Streams are for chatting. Okay, so most evil. Right now we've got Blueberry. He is top of the most evil scale. And we have Tomato shortly following after. And I think however these polls finish, like, we will take into account who was runner-up and who had the least votes as well, and kind of put them on a scale. So Tomato, as things stand, Tomato doesn't fall too far behind, but like I say, if the poll changes I will switch the characters over. Apple is definitely the least evil. I think we can all agree on that. He has the most votes for being the one with good intentions, and he also has the least votes for being the most evil, so he can be put there. Hi Project Start, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? My goodness, Kay, look at those raindrops. You still got all those raindrops. They're not going anywhere, Missy. Thank you for the follow, Project. Oh, heading out. Take care, RPG fan. You have a good day. Okay, so now we got to think about Lemon and Plum. Okay, so who's the most evil out of Lemon and Plum so far? Lemon has 4 votes. He's just shortly following Tomato, but people seem to like the idea of him having good intentions as well. But Plum has, you know, he doesn't have any votes for being evil, so it seems that Plum has to go here. Now, we said that only one fruit was going to be good. The rest are still all chaotic evil, so we're not going to make the others go too low down. Oh no, Tomato, what are you doing? So, I'm thinking more something like this. And then there's like a huge gap then between Plum and Apple. Rather than Plum being down here, because Apple is easily right now the least evil, so it makes sense that there's a... How we go. After all, you know, it's good to keep the rest of them quite evil, I think. You're not making any sense. Have a good day. Yeah, have a good day. How are you doing, Rex? Have you voted on the poll, Rex? I want everyone to know about it, so I'm showing it off right there. And I've even made a scale of, I want everyone to see it, though it's a little bit covered up at the moment. So, if we pop it there, you can all see. So we have a scale right now of where they all are on the least to most evil scale. Like I said, this could change. So I'm going to say currently... Oh no, where did I put text? There we go. So I'm going to say... Okay, also, I'm going to show the bottom bit of the pole because so you know when it's going to close. I should probably make it a little bit smaller because it's kind of blocking most of the screen. There we go. There we go. So has anything like drastic changed? Yeah, it seems that this still stands, but obviously if it changes and I haven't changed it, chat, let me know. I don't know if that tart makes any sense, but I don't know what else to put. Haven't voted yet, but I will after I finish my work. Okay, Rex. Well, no rush, of course, but this poll probably will be closed soon. But don't worry. Oh my god, sorry, I'm back. I had to get my camera because the tiny kitter has finally got into her new bed. Ah, you got a tiny kitter? Oh my goodness, how cute. Also, I can still keep it longer. I kind of want to make sure people see this and get to vote, and I feel like we need more votes, you know. We need more. But we can at least think about other stuff. Like little dialogues they could have, because I think that's the next stage. I'm trying to think if this is the best place to. I want to keep this on the screen, but I am going to have to go backwards and forwards sometimes. That's the thing. We're going to do other things today other than stare at this scale. I can always make another window capture, I guess, with this there. I don't know if that will work when I've got two of the same window open. I got the vote on the other screen. I will let you know if the winner changes. Yeah, I'm going to keep this up, but and look at it now and again. But obviously, if I'm in the middle of doing something, I might not notice. But I will glance now and again. But yeah, of course, if you see the winner change, let me know. That's awesome. Thank you very much, Chub. Well, she's an adult, but quite smart. Oh, bless her. Bless her. That's so cute. Right, so we have it all listed here. Also, what I might do, because to stop it getting in the way, I might get rid of it, but have a peek like that now and again when we talk about it. I just don't want it to get super distracting for you guys in the stream. But, you know, if it gets mentioned, I'll be like, oh, let's have a look. Now we'll say. I prefer birds as pests, something I can send messages with or make chase my enemies. Oh no, but cats eat birds. No nose. Right, so this is the story. We might have to change a few things around a bit because we added a few little details yesterday. So the party sees a painter's easel. Carol demands that Rose paints a picture of who took her son. Rose obliges and start painting on the canvas with her blood. The group are interrupted by the monsters of the Everbloom Forest. A gang of fruits holding paintbrush and pallets was not what they expected. One of the fruits shouts at the party for attempting to vandalise their property. So which fruit shouts at the party? We don't know yet. That's something we're going to have to vote on or decide at the right point. But let's at least get this poll out the way first. They thank... Oh, hang on. Yeah, one of the fruits see Rose and they spring into action surrounding the party. Then a hero bringing the most important painting of her masterpiece. Rose's blood mixed with secret herbs of the forest. So they can make a magic pen that they can use to bring their paintings to life. Okay, so before we said that the fruits lie and make up why they're bringing their paintings to life, and they say something that's actually quite reasonable and good as a motive for why they want to bring the paintings to life. But it turns out that they were lying, and what they really want to do is something far more evil, which is explained here. But now that we've made clear that they're not all evil and we actually have a good one among them, right now it's the apple, judging by the polls that we have here. That one, whoever the good one's going to be, will actually genuinely want to have that as their motive, perhaps. But the others are inclined to want to go for that one. Okay, they give the host as well. Not if they're flying true. I like birds too, I like all animals. So I might change this to say the good fruit. But it still works like this, that the lie, because apple, did we have something written down for apple's reasons for why he's right, I've got to get my notes from yesterday's stream, folks, because it's all in there. So Chubb said something, that was it. I'm going to reread that. So Chubb said apple could be good because he just wants the fruits to find a place away from the humans that ate them. So that's the first bit of what Chubb says. I'll read the rest of it in a bit. But that would work and make sense for why he wants to paint a world where all magical creatures of the forest can flee to protect them from humans. That would work because obviously if they're living in another world, they will be away from the humans that eat them. And it doesn't even have, but yeah, it can be all magical creatures in general. And the party like that because it means that they will no longer be a threat to anyone anymore. Okay, so further question leads to some suspicious responses. Yeah, because the rest of the fruits have other ideas, that's why. And what does it say? What else did Chubb say? And this is what makes him a reluctant leader, because if he didn't lead them, they would 100% go down a path of evil, but this gives them a chance of goodness. So that's something I'm intrigued on expanding on. And understanding more, but from what I gather, Apple is trying to keep them in line, and that's why he's leading them. Am I right there, or is there more to it? I say a lot of things. You come up with a lot of really cool ideas. It's awesome. Okay, so one of the fruits that slip, they're actually led to pay a number of ferocious monsters that will allow them to conquer the world, or at least they'll allocate with a final unified gel they attack. Okay, so I think that's fine, what's written up there. But we will probably summarise it even further in a bit and just make it a little bit more shorter and sweeter, because this is quite a detailed summary. And we probably need to break it up for when we start putting the scene together in the dialogue. I just type words, don't always know what they mean, but it's pretty good. I like it, but we still can't confirm whether Apple's won until the poll closes. Is everything the same? Yes, it looks like everything's still the same, guys. So as it stands, this will be how it is. We'll say, won't we? I'll probably keep it open maybe till 4. We'll say till 4. That's another half hour for people who aren't in the same time zone as me. So I think that will be fair. But until then, let's just have a little think about things. So with dialogue is something to consider, but also obviously the relationships they have with each other too. I'm going to just keep these at the side because these were just random scenarios that were mentioned yesterday that I don't want to delete because they could be interesting. Right, so I feel sorry for Lemon because he protects the most evil. He protects the most evil one. He's falling for his cuteness just like I did. The fact is, even if Blueberry doesn't win the poll for most evil, even if Tomato ends up getting more votes, Blueberry's still going to be evil because he's no doubt going to be the runner-up at least with all the votes he's got. I wonder if I could download every message I ever typed here into a Word document, how many pages it would fill. I know. Probably loads and loads. Okay. Right, so I do have some dialogue here, folks. I'm totally unplanned, by the way. This is going to be completely just a very random, unplanned stream today. I don't have any dialogue in mind myself because I have been consumed by YouTube. SEO has taken over my life. And it can be quite addicting. And being creative and analytical at the same time is a struggle, to say the least. But you guys have been awesome and come up with some dialogue ideas yourselves. So I'm probably going to get those in, the ones we've got so far, and see if they could make an appearance. A lot of them are puns. And I'm going to put the ones in that I see that were really good. So I'm gonna get a square. I mean, there's absolutely no context or place for these dialogues right now, but you never know. And I'm not gonna put them for specific fruits unless obviously it makes sense for it to be a certain fruit, but we'll leave it open for now. Well, instead of just putting that, I'm going to just get rid of the heading and put them in speech marks. I think it's just a little bit tidier. It's pretty obvious that's dialogue, so... right, so I think that was meant to be for apple, that particular line, because apple juice. Do these fruits make juice as well? I'm only wondering because apple's probably going to be the least confrontational of the bunch. And... it would make more sense for one of the other fruits to come out with such a line, the way things stand based on the scale of evil. Lemon juice is a thing, isn't it? But I'm trying to think now, because apple juice is definitely the one I've had before. I've not had tomato juice or blueberry juice or plum juice, but lemon juice might exist. It would also be nonsense to read. There would be so much stuff about putting wigs on. Yeah, there would. And about Mog as well. So if the player decides to kill the fruit in the end, do they get a consumable fruit item? It could be changed into something else. Or what do you think it could be changed into? But that is really a good thing to consider, actually. And I'm going to copy and paste that and put it in my notes. My notepad file chub, because we haven't really had much chance to talk about items yet. We haven't had an item stream yet, and it's going to be super fun when we do, because all this sort of stuff will get expanded on. But of course there needs to be a reward for killing them, because otherwise it's not gonna tempt people, is it? If they've got the option to keep them alive, they might just think, we'll just keep them alive if there's no reward. But if you can kill them and get an item from it, that's gonna at least, be tempting to kill them. But if you kill them, you kill them all, including the good fruit, I'm afraid. maybe a boost item depending on which is defeated. Yeah, they all die, so. But could also think about the order they're killed in, because something we've done in this fight is in phase 2, depending on which one was killed last, the painting that appears in phase 2 is different based on which fruit is killed last. So we could always have it so that the item you get depends on which fruit was killed last in that first phase as well. You know, that could definitely fit. Puzzle, so interesting. I'm gonna put in Kay's, what Kay said as well. Blueberry, I don't trust her. Humans, they turn my uncle into a pie. Blueberry pie. Yeah, so, and or we could even have it as like something like this. I don't trust humans, they turn my uncle into juice. Or, hang on, yeah, this is it. I don't trust humans, they turn my uncle into a pie. And then this one can say, and they turned my... And they turned my, well, it can't be uncle again because it'll be sister, brother, mother. Which one would suit best? Thinking which one would like have the best ring to it, I guess. I don't trust humans. They turn my uncle into. They turn my uncle. Hang on, now there's a typo there. They turn my uncle into a pie, and they turn my mother into cheese. I know, like, you know, getting a bit of back and forth between them would probably be a good idea. So obviously, the pie one would be the blueberry, right? You can't get tomato pie or plum pie, can you? Lemon pie. It's more likely going to be blueberry, I'd say. I'm kind of thinking not apple, even though pie works for apple too, because like we say, apple is going to be the least confrontational out of the bunch, with him being the least evil. Baked my uncle into a pie. Yeah, that's good, because it's nice to differ the word that's used rather than have turned there twice. So thank you, Kay. Hi Dava, I thought that the fruits were West Country for a second. You turned me uncle to pie. Why can't you can you get tomato pie? I didn't even know that was a thing. I imagine tomato, would they get squeezed or something? Let's imagine what each of them will get turned into. Juice, dunno. Pie. What can you make with tomato? My mind has gone blank. Completely don't know now, but there we go. We got. I don't trust humans. They bake my uncle into a pie. Does that work? Does that make sense, that sentence? Because bake definitely to me is a good word to use, but I hope the way I've written it, I hope that sounds right. Blueberry. And they turn my mother into juice. That would be... Well, I'm thinking lemon juice. You know, I'm thinking which one suits juice the most apart from apple. Probably lemon. Pizza sauce. Oh yeah, squeezed tomato into sauce. Oh, that would be a gruesome death. But I wouldn't like to be in a pie either. That would be nasty. But yeah, being turned into juice would be pretty brutal for them too. Lemon cake, plum crumble. Oh yeah, lemon cake. Yeah. So we've got all the choices here, but we probably don't want to go overboard. Using 2 examples like we've got here will probably be the best bit before we move the conversation on. Otherwise they'll all be saying. But yeah, I like the idea of cake too, but we got pie and juice. It's, I guess, whatever sounds the best, what has the best ring to it in the dialogue line. Sounds more northern. Pizza. Link to tomato pie recipe on Discord. Ah, thank you, David. That'll prove that tomato pie exists. Lemonade. Oh yeah, lemonade. Yeah. But yeah, feel free to tell me what you think about these dialogue lines, because you're coming up with some good like drinks and foods, guys. I love it. And if some of them will work better as these lines, then for sure I'll probably switch them over. But right now these are working. Morning ramen, okay. Oh, yummy. But yes, guys, those of you that have just popped in today, feel free to get your last minute voting, because right now this is how it all stands on our scale of evil, folks. Judging on the votes of the poll so far, blueberry is the most evil, shortly followed by tomato, and then apple is our, the goodest of the bunch. So things might switch around. We don't know until we close the poll. But there is, above the polls, we do also have a list of why each of them might be good and evil, and that could be helpful to read, because it might make you realise, actually blueberry works as an evil person. Evil, he's not a person. It took me a while to come to terms with the realisation that blueberry is going to be evil. But I've accepted it now. Even if tomato catches up with blueberry in the votes, blueberry's still going to be the second most evil. And that's hard to accept, but it does make sense, because the list of reasons why blueberry might be evil actually work. And it subverts expectations in an interesting way. Because who'd have thought such a cute thing could be such a psychopath, right? It makes sense to me that blueberry and lemon has these experiences with humans, as it made them have their bond. Tomato and blueberry are tied for most evil now. Oh, are they? Are they? It's still the same for me. It's 5 and 6. Is it not updated? I thought it'd update. Okay, it's updated now. For some reason, it doesn't update until I go on there. But wow, okay, folks. Apple is really in the lead, though, for being the least evil. But it does look like there's not a difference right now between tomato and blueberry, which means that's how things stand, folks. And it works. I've always thought tomato was the most evil because that face, that rage. How could it not be? He was called a vegetable and it ruined his life because he felt different. He felt like an outsider from all the others, and it turned him into the emo boy that he is. But yes, blueberry is a little psychopath too, that much is clear. He's a little Joffrey. No, because Joffrey wouldn't have a face that cute. Is there any young characters in like media, pop culture and all that are adorable but actually evil? I'm actually wondering. Any animes, movies, shows out there? Because it'll be good to think of Blueberry and think of him as comparing to another villain out there. Let's go on TV tropes. One sec, guys. Get the TV tropes up. Okay, so if I type in innocent psychopath or cute psychopath, let's see what comes up. Psychopathic man-child. Innocent cute. No, cute psychopath. That's it. Cute and psycho. That's it. Cute is evil. Cute is evil. This is Blueberry, everybody. This is Blueberry's trope. What about that kid gang member from RoboCop 2? Oh, is he cute and evil? I'm sure TV tropes is amazing because you always get like examples and it makes you remember who falls under that trope. I want to see if there's anyone in particular that There's it says some Pokemon there. Ooh. 003. There's teddy bears and unicorns that are actually evil. Interesting. We'll read that out in a sec. So let's see if the results have changed. Okay, that's how things stand at the moment. We've got Apple is the least evil, shortly followed by Lemon. But the thing is, Plum had very few votes on who should be the most evil, whereas Lemon had more, which is what has made me put Plum after Lemon. But who disagree? I mean, what do you reckon? Because that's a hard one to rank. The fact that Lemon is so close to Apple makes me think that it should actually be Lemon who is less evil. Because he has 5 votes there. It only makes sense to me that they're switched because of that. Plum did get not many votes for being evil, but Plum's kind of always forgotten about in general anyway, so that's probably why. Wait, did he just say Kirby was evil? It did, didn't it? I think something in Kirby. Marks from Kirby. So not actually Kirby, but a character in Kirby. Hi Lusting, how you doing? Good day everyone. Yeah, good afternoon for me. Good morning. Good after. I don't think we've got anyone here evening hanging out with us, but we definitely got morning and afternoon peoples. Tomato's the most evil, really? I'm getting excited. This is so much fun. It's so silly, but so fun. Okay, so Tomato is the most evil. Blueberry's no longer the most evil, but he's still evil. You know, we have to do the scale of evil, you know. It's only fair because people do desire Blueberry as an evil character, and it only makes sense to just have him follow Tomato shortly behind. Plum and Lemon. Should we move Plum a bit more? I feel like Plum doesn't deserve to be too high because he didn't get enough votes to be considered evil. So I think we should at least keep him there. Maybe we should put Lemon more there. I don't want to put him too close to Apple though, because we don't want Lemon to be too good, you know. He's a grey character, Lemon. He's your typical grey character as things stand. But yeah, we're getting that psychopaths here. I think the brush is covering up that. And Lemon is close to being. Oh, really? Is Lemon catching up with Apple? No way. No way, guys. I'm already attached to Apple being a good guy. But if that's the case, if Lemon is at least runner up, he needs to at least not be too close to the top. I wouldn't mind if Lemon was considered that, but you know. The reason why we have such a large gap and why we have to is because 4 have to still be somewhat chaotic evil. We only are going to have 1 with totally good intentions. So, has to be whoever has the most votes there. Surely Lemon would be more evil with a bitter view of the world. Well, it depends how you see it, because, like, someone raised an interesting point yesterday. I believe it was Yasmin. She said that he might be good. Past events made him bitter. There's no doubt about that. But deep down, he's good-hearted. You can still have that good heart, but be bitter. The bitterness has just kind of covered up that good heart, if you get what I mean. I mean, he's got an angry face, so of course he's bitter. The stuff he's been through. He's lived a long life and been through a lot. but it doesn't mean he has to be a psychopath. There's plenty of bitter people out there that have goodness in them still. But the way things stand, it's gonna still be Apple, looking at how things are. And I am gonna close the poll because we need to get on with things. So literally 30 seconds, folks, and that'll be it. And we'll have to confirm the scale of evil very shortly so we can get this dialogue up and confirmed and start actually developing them properly, because while things are still very open and we don't know who's going to be what with, it can be hard to progress. So we'll make a close of this poll very, very soon. Right, folks. But yes, I think people voted Lemon because they like the idea of that angry tough guy actually having a good time. I think that is an appealing trope to some, that's for sure. And it just like the cute one's the evil one. It's like a switch diver thing. Blueberry's the cute one who's actually evil, and Lemon's the angry one that's actually not too bad. And even if Apple does win now, Lemon was so close to Apple that we're not going to make him too high on the scale of evil because of that reason. So what I'm going to do now, folks, is close this poll once and for all. I think I've given you all enough warning. So screenshot, I'm going to make sure that I've 100% screenshotted that. We don't want to have to accidentally delete them and not have the evidence. So that's it now, guys. We are finally finishing it. So I'm going to have a quick nosy before I delete them. And I'm covering up the screen while I do this because I feel like I don't want to expose people's results. That would be rude. Okay, guys, so we have the results screenshotted now. We got them in. So thank you very much for everyone that did vote. It was a very, very, very fun poll. And even if your fruit that you voted for wasn't the winner of their poll, don't worry too much, because that's why we're doing a scale. So, for example, Lemon being runner-up of the good poll has made him the second least evil. And Blueberry being runner-up has made Blueberry the second most evil. So we've taken it all into account, guys. I think that's the best way to do it. So let me just close that window capture now. We don't need it anymore. Okay, I just got lost on TV tropes for 10 minutes, so damn it to heck. To the trope that you wanted for Blueberry's infant, terrible, I think. Awesome. I think now we've actually confirmed the scale of evil, I want to actually spend a little bit of time looking at tropes and matching one up with each of the fruits, because it can be it can just be like helpful, you know, to use a trope as a tool to plan that character's development somewhat. It's nice to have an idea in mind for them. So yeah, TV tropes is so addictive. Like, I've spent my life on that website at times, that's for sure. Okay, guys, so let's close that and return to our scale of evil, and we can get rid of that now because we've confirmed it. So I'm going to make sure, let me just make sure that it's 100% accurate right now. So this is it. This is the final results, everybody, if you want to see if you missed them. So we do have tomato is the most evil, People love the idea of tomato being the most evil. If anyone in chat wants to expand on why they think tomato will be such a good bad guy, feel free to say. And same for blueberry. I'm very intrigued why Plum got so little votes, because I thought that wizard character people would love having as an evil character. So I'm interested there. But I love how Apple got no votes apart from the bot. That's great. Apple for that reason. Like, the fact that Apple got no votes for evil just proves that Apple is clearly the good one. Even though Apple was very close to Lemon in that second poll. Lemon got more votes for being more evil. But Lemon for sure is the second least evil on our scale of evil. And then we have Tomato, Blueberry and Plum were all a draw. People seem to not really think of those as good guys. Which makes even more sense to have it as it is. Having it like this works, I think. I guess if anyone thinks there should be some adjustments, say, like if you think Plum should be further up, feel free to say. This is kind of just, I've just put it like this for now, but it doesn't have to remain exactly like this. But Blueberry, I feel, should be close to Tomato because they were very close in the results. There was just one vote between them. So Blueberry's quite high up there. We could see those reactions on stream. Did you? Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, I think you can all see them anyway if you go on the Discord and look. So it's not like I was revealing anything too private. I only hid it just so people's... Ideally, I'd rather not, but it's not the end of the world that I did show them, I guess. And hi, Tox. All I know is this. I'm chaotic neutral and I want some pizza. So where would you fall on the scale of evil, Tox? Would you... well, which fruit would you be in the position of? I actually want to call it the scale of evil now. It's a good name. The scale of evil. And really, we can't call him a good guy, Apple, because technically he's still bad. At the end of the day, he's still working with a bunch of psychopaths and he fights us in battle with them. So, you know, if he was really good, he would have left them and abandoned them, right? But like Chubb said, Apple is their reluctant leader because he doesn't really want to lead them because he hates what they're doing, but he feels he has to keep them somewhat sane. Things would just be even more chaotic if Apple wasn't around to keep them in line. So I'm very happy right now that Apple is the good guy, because before this, Apple was a very generic character. He has the least characterization out the bunch, and he didn't stand out that well. He kind of just blended into the group, but now his like morality makes him stand out. That's pretty neat. I like Apple a lot more now. You went to the trouble to hide them with the black screen. Our window was in front of the black screen. I'm such a dork. I really am a big doofus, Chubb. Lemonish. Tox is lemon. I'd say you are definitely lemon, Tox. If I was gonna put you as one of these fruits, it would be lemon. Which one would you be, Chubb? You following me again, Chubb? Well, I'm curious which one Chubb would be out of this bunch. I'm definitely Apple. I used to be Blueberry until Blueberry became an evil maniac. Okay, so what we're going to do, guys, now we've confirmed the poll. Let me just save it first, because if Paint crashes, then we've lost the evidence of the results, which would be bad. So there we go, that poll save. We've got quite a lot of extra polls that we've done the last couple of weeks that will be put up on the website when I do a bulk update. I'm going to get some character sheets done I keep saying that. I said I was going to do the character sheets this weekend, some of them, get some of them ticked off the list, but then YouTube sucked away my soul because I've been doing a complete an update of my YouTube. I've been changing the thumbnails, I've been looking into the algorithm and that to see if we can get our project some visibility. And it's very time consuming to do all that stuff, so that took my weekend, but all going well. We'll get some character sheets done soon and they'll get put up on the website along with the latest polls. But now we know the scale of evil. I want to find a trope to give each of these routes, because it will be like a good guide for like, you know, developing them even further. And from that point, it might help us come up with some cool dialogue lines for them. We've already made a start here. And also, now that we know the scale of evil, we might think of relationships between the fruits as well. We know that lemon and blueberry are very close. So even though lemon isn't completely bad, he does support a little psychopath. He protects a little psychopath. But from Lemon's perspective, he's doing good. He treats Blueberry like a son, and he's protective of him. So it's somewhat honourable that he does look out for somebody, even though it's an evil little baby. I do bad things, I do good things. Sounds just about right. Your soul is mine, not YouTube's. No, I disagree. Okay, guys, so are we on TV tropes now? So I was on Cute as Evil, but Dave mentioned a good trope, so I think it should be here. Infant Terrible, that's it. Because he's the baby. Blueberry's the baby, so the Infant Terrible is an adorable child, an angel, one might say, with a cherubic face. Is that how you pronounce that word? One just wants to pick them up and hug them. That is definitely Blueberry. But they're dangerous. They know people think they're cute and will use that to their advantage. When one person finds out, said hero usually has a hard time convincing others, who will turn on them for even suggesting such a thing about the poor child. Yeah, a child born without a conscience. A self-made orphan. Wow, they're not really an orphan because they've got this family around them here. Yeah, it's funny because that description, that first paragraph, really is perfect for Blueberry. So I'm curious who in video games is like this too. Seems like there's quite a few. I recognise a lot of the games there, but been too long since I've played them to remember some of these characters. Okay, so Infant Terrible, right. I won't have this in too big letters though, because it's going to be too range. Okay, so tomato. Tomato is just an absolute crazy person. And he's an emo. He's an emo teen and he's just out of control. He's a demon. Yeah, that bad. Teens are monsters, that's it. But this don't look that... It doesn't look like serious enough. It, you know, he's like really bad. He's really bad. He's not just a monster. He's beyond a monster. Alright, so... But you know, Teens and Monsters is probably the best trope for him. I'm not sure any of the others fit as much. Because he is a teen. And I don't know if we're going to get any others. So, and if there is any others though, feel free to say. Oops, we don't want that arrow, go away. The two young ones, I've just realised the two youngest are the biggest psychopaths. Hi Shuford, how you doing? It's so good to see you. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Craig had Spartan Rage levels of anger. Who's that? Because I haven't played that. Is that a game? But it probably, yes. I recognise the character name, Chubb, though, very well. Oh, God of War. I thought it was. Yeah. Yeah, he's because he's evil now, because we've confirmed Tomato's evil, I'm afraid it does mean his rage is uncontrollable. And we have to probably reflect that in the dialogue as well. And I think Blueberry's a bit of a dark horse. He kind of shows his adorableness first. And reveals his true nature a little way through the conversation, maybe. That could be interesting. Plum. So Plum's an interesting one because he's like in the middle. And all we really know about Plum is he uses magic attacks. And he's a bit curious. He's like your typical curious professor, the most intelligent of the bunch, most likely. So, but he's still, even though he's not very far up the scale of evil, he's still evil. So he's still an evil, I suppose evil genius could fit him. It doesn't mean they're neutral just because they're in the middle, that Apple's pure good, you know. This is a scale of evil at the end of the day, so they're still evil. So I'm thinking this could be suitable trope to follow for Plum. It just helps, you know, get the ideas flowing when you look at this, especially when you're a little bit clueless on one of the characters. And the evil genius is obviously intelligent and is the one building the wave motion gunner shipping it into country or resurrecting the lost super weapon or what have you. This character is usually the one that will demonstrate how to use a particular MacGuffin. They're usually a planner of some sort, a specialist to protect your field, or an underworld fixer. Best position to deliver goodies from the evil overlord. In medieval fantasy settings, their role is often played by an evil strategist, rogue, spy master, dark wizard. That is Blueberry. I mean, Plum. The evil genius is most likely to be person be big bad because their brains behind the evil plan. Although they tend to be the most intelligent, that intelligence usually never translates into political savvy, business acumen or leadership ability, of which they rely more on street smarts, people skills and charisma than just technical knowledge. As a result, the evil genius is usually never the top dog, but he's still closer to top than most, which works because Plum isn't really the top dog. They probably use him for his brains, in all honesty, and it makes sense that Plum would be the one that talks through all the complex plans that they've got. In this bit, when they talk about the masterpiece, Rose's blood, and what their motivation is, I can imagine Plum being the character that talks about all that, because he's like the brain box of the group and probably the one that's guided them. So evil genius, unless we have another that's best, but that is a good one to go off, I'd say. And hi guys, oh my goodness, loads of chat to catch up with, I see. So working on main bad guys. We're working on, these guys are our first boss of the game. There's going to be a cutscene before the boss happens, of course, and this cutscene is what we're planning right now. We're making sure that we've got that characterization up to scratch. We know who they are as characters, and once we've done all that, we'll be able to get straight in with that dialogue and cutscene, because we've already like got the outline up here of what happens. So we're just fleshing them out, and then it'll lead us into the first battle. And it's fun. We really go deep with the characters in this game. We don't just like say, oh, here's a boss, fight it then. We actually, I'm going to make them full on developed. And hi Ruki, how you doing? It's so good to see you again. How have you been? The red ones are bullies. Yes, he's look at that face. He had to be evil, didn't he? I mean, you could subvert expectations and make the one with the evil face the least evil. That could totally work too. But I think we went that direction with the lemon instead. Lemon's the one who's more good, if any of them, apart from Apple, of course. And hi Matt, how are you doing? I guess he could focus on making sure the magic works rather than the consequences of why they're casting it. That's a good point too. So I'm going to copy and paste that line, and I'll put Bow Plum in brackets. So yeah, he's the brains. He's the brains, to put it simply, but yeah, specifically about magic. But even about anything in general. I couldn't imagine the rest of the crew understanding the details. Blueberry's far too young to know. Tomato is just a teenager and probably doesn't give a crap really either. He just wants to take his rage out on things. Lemon is the old bitter veteran, and I wouldn't say that his brains are what he excels in really. He might have a bit of wisdom on his side, but to be honest, I think Plum would have that wisdom. And Apple, he's just not really into all this. You know, he's just trying to keep them in control as best as he can. Want to see the best emote in existence? It was approved, awesome. Oh, did you see it? Yeah, it was approved. I was glad, because part of me was paranoid that Twitch would reject it and say it was too lewd for Twitch. But come on, it's a cardboard box. I mean, come on, that would be crazy. It's been a while. How are you keeping? Yeah, I'm doing good, Rookie. I'm doing really good. And it's good to see you again too. We're nerding out, aren't we, in making these cool characters. Okay, so before we carry on, let's catch up with chat, because there's a lot of things here to read. Shuford says, I think an important thing to remember about bad guys is that people are never evil for the sake of being evil. You have that covered, yes. So their plans often revolve around doing something to make the world better, at least in their philosophy. Exactly. I think you've hit the nail on the head with that comment, and that is what we're doing here. For this first boss of the game, it's the first time we've really been tested with villains, because it's a boss. Of course it's a villain, because what else would we fight them, right? But to me, as soon as we was making this boss, I was thinking I want a good reason for why we're fighting them, and I don't want it to just be, oh, here's a bad guy to fight just for the sake of it, because there's too many games out there like that, and I want Raindrop Chronicles to be different. I'm very fond of in-depth layered characters. That's like sort of my thing. So of course, a game I'm making is going to go that way too. That's what we're doing here, and we have their motivation and that. So when we write the dialogue, we've got to make sure it's convincing and, you know, believable and somewhat sympathetic, or at least understandable. Hi Stroth. Oh my goodness, I could say no. I'll say Stroth. Yeah, that's it. I think I've said it right. Welcome. Stumbled in here. Love your accent. What region is it? I'm from the central part of England, the middle. Welcome to the stream, It's good to have you here. Yay. So for Stroth and for anyone else that's hanging out, I'm going to just quickly make sure that you guys have seen our commands. Those are our what to keep an eye on. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And Chubcheek says, oh, Rose, a friend of mine who loves Moogles, asked if you could get someone to say Cuppo in this game, but I told them it might be copyrighted. Yes, we have to be careful with that, because I'm not going to lie, I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to copyright. I'm not the most knowledgeable about the subject, but this is why I need to be more careful, because you can get sued for things, and Square might never know I've done that in my game, but it's not even worth taking the risk. So unfortunately, things like that can't be said. I mean, I'd love to reference things, but I think it would have to obviously be done in a subtle way and not obviously aimed at another game or another character in a game, if you get what I mean. And Adrian Vedet in Watchmen is a great example. Though he killed millions of people, he believed it was necessary. Same for Operative in Serenity. Yeah, Watchmen's meant to be like an incredible film, and it's on my list of films to watch as well. And I've heard about the morals in that film, and it sounds super interesting for sure. So I'm gonna copy and paste that line again, Shuford, because it's a good reference, a good bit of inspiration. And I think that's a consistent sort of path I want to go down with the bad guys in this game. Like, let me just make it clear, I don't want to water the bad guys down. I don't want to do that. I want to make sure that if they're evil, they're evil. But I want to at least make those evil bad guys somewhat understandable to a certain extent. I think a good recent example, I don't know if all of you would know this one, but the latest Final Fantasy expansion, Shadowbringers, I'm not going to say who or what, because I don't want to give spoilers, because I know there's some people in chat that are still playing that game and haven't got to that part yet. But all I will say is that they did an example of someone who's doing evil things in a very sympathetic way. So that is just great when you see villains do that, because I don't like villains, but I can really like them when they're sympathetic, that's for sure. Thank you so much, lady, for that host. I appreciate that. How you doing? Chubb has said how much he missed you holding the Moogle up to the camera. I've been chasing him on 14 on my Lala dressed as a Moogle with my Moogle minion. Oh, you're playing 14 with Chubb, yeah. So I'm not going to give spoilers because of Shadowbringers then, because I know some of you guys might have not got there yet. I know Chubb hasn't, so... but yeah, they have done it very good. They do the villain stuff really good, especially recently. Since Plum and the kids are the most evil, he could be trying to get them interested in learning by hyping them up about how powerful magic is. Oh, that sounds good. Let me think about that, Matt. I'm going to just catch up with chat first, because I'm very behind, but that I'm going to reread that and get that noted as a plot point in a sec. Hi Atami, how are you doing? Welcome to the stream. What do you use for development environments, by the way? Oh, we use RPG Maker's our engine, guys. Let me just give the program just so Pete's know. It's a 2D sort of old school sort of RPG feel, and as for environments, I'm using a lot of resources that are already existing online that are given out for free for non-commercial and commercial games, and because as long as you credit the artist, that's totally fine to do, and it helps me like with this project, it helps me not get burnt out or stops me putting too much pressure on myself, because I could totally do 2D environments myself. I'm a graphic designer and I've done all my emotes on my channel and bit badges and that, but I don't want to, you know, do all the art and everything else as well, because I will get burnt out. It wouldn't be a sensible thing to do. So you kind of do have to take resources from elsewhere, and think about what you are going to focus on a project, when you're just one person, you know. So that's kind of what we do here. I sneaked in all my Moogly gloriness to surprise Chub. Yeah, you're the Moogle fan, aren't you, if I remember correctly, Lady Kaz? Oh yeah, for sure. The best villains are almost relatable in a way, like you might not just go to lengths, but you need to see their motivation as justifiable. Yeah, you can totally think what they're doing is wrong, like most of the time we do, but what they're doing actually makes total sense. Like, and I think that's the main thing to think when making a villain. I think if you're just saying, yeah, I want to kill people just because I want to kill people, people are probably not going to like them very much. And they'll just want to kill them. They won't feel any sadness when they kill them. So, Lady was the one I mentioned just about, Cupo Finrose. She helps through all the Final Fantasy 14 dungeons. That's awesome that you guys play that together. That's so cool, because I recently resubbed that, but I'm unsubbed again now because the Final Fantasy 7 remake's about to come out and I'll be playing that instead. And I haven't really had the time to invest in it at 14 lately either, but I usually do sub again in like every 6 months to catch up with new content. It's super fun. I love that game. Yeah, Mugs are very cute. A Moogle fan's being a little bit mild. Well, I totally understand that obsession because they're adorable. I couldn't find anything showing Kubo is definitely copyright trademark, but I did find insightful site if you want to check it out. Yeah, and sometimes even if you're not sure, it's probably safer not to do it anyway, and to probably think of your own little word or catchphrase. You know, it doesn't hurt to think of your own, and it'll just save you from the hassle of worrying that you've copyrighted as well. What server did you play on, Rose? I transferred to Rex's server, which is Cactua, on the NA servers because I wanted to play it with him, but originally I was on Odin in EU. So but surprisingly the ping was fine on the NA servers. I didn't actually have a problem, so I thought I might, but I didn't, so that was a relief. Rookie knows all of the stuff. I see Rookie's been keeping an eye on me, which I love. I like to see that my tweets are noticed. To surprise Rex, I did see that video. Yeah, it went ridiculously viral, that video did. I was like, what has even happened? I literally took a clip of Rex's reaction when I joined the server. I just walked right in front of his character without warning on my character because he didn't know I was going to be on there, and I clipped his reaction, and he went ridiculous. It had over 1k likes on Twitter. It was insane. I've never had a tweet that popular in my life. I hope everything's going well with you and Rex. I'm really happy for you both. Thank you. Yeah, it's tough times because of the virus, which means we don't know when we're going to see each other again. But, you know, you got to just take each day as it comes. Odin is on our data centre, by the way, Chub. I saw that vid too. Yay. Yeah, Odin's a good EU server. Which one did you say you guys were on? I think you might have said, but I missed it. But that's cool. I like that you guys are playing together. I did wonder who Chubb was playing with, actually. Anyway, I'm going to go back in chat because I remember Met had an idea for Plum. Since Plum and the kids are the most evil, he could be trying to get them interested in learning by hyping them up about. Yeah, that works too. He sort of educates them. He's like their school professor teacher. I like that idea a lot. So I'm going to put that in my notes as well, because I have a big note section here, guys. I'll just show you right now. I've got Chubb and what Chubb said and what other guys said in chat. Shuford, Yasmin. And whenever a stream's ended or something, I always like remind myself what's been said in chat, and then it just helps me plan the next stream for when we do the dialogue and put the scene together and stuff. So I always save those things. So yeah. Oh, Lich, that's right. This is a problem with the internet. I don't know if Rex is a boyfriend or a dog. Yeah, he's my boyfriend. Because I live in England and he lives in the USA, so we're in a long distance relationship. And yes, or long distance. Anyone in long distance at the moment, it's going to be tricky with the world at the moment. But we gotta just wait and see, I guess. Oh wow, I say a lot. You do, Chubb. I think literally nearly all of it is what Chubb has said. I'm from the USA myself, New England. Oh, awesome. We have a few guys across the pod that pop in here, which is cool. Mostly EU people and USA and UK, of course. So, which is awesome. I don't think we get many people from Australia, but I think that's because they're all in bed. They're all in bed when I stream. EU represent. Moon Shadow, how are you doing? It's so good to see you, Moon. Hope you're having a wonderful day. We have got a scale of evil. Where would Moon Shadow be on this scale of evil? He would be just completely off the scale. He'd like be all up there because Moon doesn't have a bit of evil in his body. But I'm asking chat as well where they'd fall on this scale, and because it's always interesting. I told Kaz earlier if there's a pun in this game, I probably had something to do with it. That's a good idea actually, Chubb, because I want to start getting some of the dialogues up now. We still need to think of a trope for lemon and apple, because we've already sort of thought of those three. But before we do that, I want to get more of the dialogue in. We've already started getting some in for blueberry and lemon, but let's get some in for the others. And I know Chubb had a few puns that I really liked. This was one. So I got a bad feeling about that girl. But who would say that? I mean, it would be apple, wouldn't it? Because apples get peeled. But apple's the least evil. And if anyone was going to say it, it would be one of these four, because they're the bad ones. But I'm going to get the puns down anyway, just because it'll be fun to see them there. And I'm actually going to label it as puns. Puns. And we'll get the list of them down here. There's way more than this. There's quite a few. It would be ridiculous if every single dialogue line ends up being a pun, but it's nice to just list them there anyway, because some could really fit. I want to see what chat think. Do you guys like puns in dialogue, or do you think it's silly, or do you think, I'm very interested in opinions here. I always like to hear what people think. Oracle, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate that. That's a 3-month streak there. My goodness. Thank you so much. Let's have some hype in chat, please. Good to be here. You're a badass. Thank you so much. That's so kind of you. I'm probably at lemon. Well, I'm at soup, but my evil level is right around lemon. Oh my God, David, you are not evil at all. Surely not. Lemon is like an adoptive father trope. Right, probably. I think we should look into what a trope for lemon very soon, to be honest, and get that cleared up. Although I definitely want to get the puns in as well, and all the other dialogue lines we plan to, because we can start putting the scene together then once we've got all the dialogue written up. And of course, if any of chat today have any interesting dialogue lines these guys could say, feel free to say too. But we do actually have the scene here, and it might actually help to know the scene, to think of dialogue, because it can be hard without knowing what happens. So it might not be the easiest thing to do while we're not showing this and talking about that scene in particular. But even general ideas help, you know, even without knowing the scene. We already described Apple as a kind of reluctant leader type. I think there's a trope for that. Specifically a page about evil people who just stay in the group because they like their friend. Oh, really? If there's a trope like that about people who just stay because that's kind of what Apple is. He's reluctant because he feels bad at what would happen if he left them. You know, he thinks that if he wasn't there, who would keep them in line? They're so ridiculously crazy. The four of them. Lemon probably the least so. But he's still got the aggression and bitterness in him, Lemon has. But compared to Plum, and especially Tomato and Blueberry, Apple, he's just a sweetheart in comparison to them. But Apple's far from like Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, don't get me wrong. The fact that he's with them in the first place is still a bit questionable, but it's an interesting trope. I didn't know if there'd be an actual trope for that, but I want to know what it is. It's actually reluctant leader. Is that the one it actually is? Because that's really cool. Because we had that plan for him before as well, before we even thought of him being that way. Yeah, I said that before I knew who was good. That is a very intelligent way to design. I like this. I love puns. I relish in other people's cringe. Yeah, you love puns. What do you think my preference is, Rose? Puns are great. Puns are great. I find them very punny. Oh my god, that plushie is adorable. Yeah, this was custom made by me by Rex. He got it done for me this Christmas. He's a little bit see-through today because of the lighting. Bless him. One for a lemon. I'm leaving a sour taste. It's leaving a sour taste in my mouth. I love it, Rookie. I love it. I'm going to get that copied and pasted as well. I hope I've not missed anything at all that anyone suggested. Sometimes I can when chat gets more busy than usual. So if that ever happens, I'm not bothered at all if you copy and paste and send it again. Just so you know, folks. But thank you, Strofe. I appreciate that you like it. I kind of enjoy just getting everything planned and out there before we jump right into writing a scene, because it's nice to just have a good understanding and for chat to have an understanding about the characters as well, because we can all come up with ideas together then. That is a beautiful red. It definitely suits you. It's my favourite colour. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I always find that red suits me because I've got dark hair, and I think it's a good contrast. Does that plushie have a name? Benedict Cumberbatch. That's his name. That was what you guys wanted to call him. We did a poll. So it's a bit of a tongue twister for me, but we can call him Benny for short. Love it. Even the bat's name's a pun. Do you still have the Moogle plush? I do. Don't you worry, he's getting well taken care of, but he's just resting at the moment. Hi, Kung, how are you doing sneaking in there? I see you. Sneaking in there. Everybody's got purple names, so they're very sneaky there, Kung. Right, so before we get the pun dialogue put in and any other dialogue ideas, let's get the tropes for Lemon and Apple. So, reluctant leader. I don't know if this is the one, guys. Let's read. Yeah, I'm confused by what this one is talking about here. This is I just want to be normal. I'm after just a general reluctant hero trope. We've got reluctant warrior. Sounds batty. I'm good, TY. How are you? Doing good, Kung. We're having a fun stream. We've made a scale of evil here. And it's all based on what the poll results were, so. In classic hero stories, the hero usually rejects his destiny. That's for sure, yeah. Ferret and he's being silly. Ferret. Haven't eaten anything today yet, so I'm going to see if there's something I can just bung in the oven. Entering lurk mode. Oh, enjoy the lurk and I hope your food's yummy, chub. Hero's journey diagram. I want to see the hero's journey diagram as well. I don't know. Yeah, this is a warrior who actually doesn't want to fight. But I'm very intrigued about this trope that was mentioned. Hang on. Let me go scroll back. Evil people just stay in the group because they like their friends. I wonder if I just type it in the search whether it'll come up. Evil friends. Maybe we can find it from here. Yeah, this is a slightly harder trope to find. Yeah, I'm specifically after, you know, the trope where you are with your evil friends to sort of keep them in line because you're less evil than them. That's kind of the perfect thing for Apple. I might have to leave that one and have a look after if might need to take a bit of time into finding this trope. Sorry, big link. Oh, thank you. I'll save that link and have a look myself in a bit. Welcome back. So, finding apple tropes a bit tougher. Let's lemon. So, someone actually mentioned one for lemon. So, I'm gonna scroll back in chat. Adoptive father. Could be that one. But he could also be the bitter one that he's actually got a good heart. Gentle bruiser, is it? That was another one. But he's not going to be like super gentle. But it's more that he's gentle in a way because he's protective. And he is the least evil. But I don't know if bruise is the right word for lemon, but you know, he's that bitter, tough guy sort of thing. Papa Wolf. Retired badass. Well, he is a veteran. But he is definitely protective, like, you know. He takes care of Blueberry. So this sort of thing could fit him too. Gentle Bruiser, Andre the Giant and the Princess Bride is the epitome of that. Oh yes. I'm just wondering if it would fit Lemon or whether we're off a bit with that. Because I wouldn't exactly say he's gentle, but he is protective, you know. Hey party animals. Hi Motsy, how are you doing today? It's good to see you. But if we're not finding another trope that is as fitting, then we might as well go with this one for now. Children small could ever do. Yeah, Bruiser Soft Centre and Papa Wolf sort of, you know, are close, but there might be an even better one. So what do you guys think? Papa Wolf or Bruiser with a soft scent for Lemon? Any thoughts? Vagrant with a Heart of Gold trope. Oh, is that an actual one as well? I'll search it if that's a trope word for word. There's Disposable Vagrant. Yeah, Bruiser probably the man. So who is the Gentle Bruiser and who are they protecting? Well, the one who we're thinking could be this trope to a certain extent is Lemon, because basically he's the bitter old fogey. He's the oldest out of the group and he's very protective of Blueberry. We've got a relationships the fruit section have with each other here, and it says Lemon looks after Blueberry. They have a close father-son type of relationship. In battle, Lemon's job is to keep Blueberry alive. Basically what he does, he has a sort of cover ability in the first phase of the fight where if you hit Blueberry, Lemon will immediately jump in front of Blueberry and get hit instead. So he's very protective of him. And the only way you can hurt Blueberry is if you kill Lemon first. That's kind of the tactic in the battle. So that was actually already planned all the way back in December, because that was when we actually started designing the boss fight of these guys. We hadn't developed their characters at that point. But now we're actually doing that, and that was something the battle has, so it was important to make a note of. And it'll be cool to oh yes, we have another relationship as well. Well, it's worth discussing anyway, at least adding on to here. Plum can go first, so to front. Oh no, they're all covering each other up. I think Blueberry should be the one that goes first then, to front. There we go. So I'll just make this short, but this was what someone said in chat. What site are you using to see these tropes? That's neat. It's called tvtropes.org. If you haven't heard of it before, chat, you're in for a wild ride. That's all I'm going to say. I have spent countless hours on this site just looking for good characterization and plot like ideas. It's a really good tool. So feel free to look at tvtropes.org. if you don't know of it already. Ron Selby, it's brilliant now. It's, if you're a writer, like, it's a resource that you need, you know. It's just such a good tool, and it just helps like get the ideas flowing, especially if you're a bit stuck for where to go with certain characters and plots. It can just help, like, you know, get them ideas going. Hello everyone. Hi Twisted Mouse, how you doing today? So good to see you. Lovable Rogue. Yeah, I saw Lovable Rogue. I don't know if that would work for Lemon, but I do really like the trope in general. Oh my god, double roles. What's going on here? All the tabs. Dave is right, run. Still trying to look up the thing I mentioned. Yeah, feel free to send me anything you find. I was thinking Blueberry could be trying to show they are independent, sort of teen angsty, and Lemon maybe carries around a plushie that used to be Lemon's favourite toy as a kid. Lemon more follows Blueberry to support them, but really isn't a bad guy. Lemon would be happy just being wherever. Blueberry's maybe even tries to take Blue out of doing evil things just so they can live peacefully. Yeah, I'd say definitely Lemon isn't a bad, like, he's not like as moral as Apple. He's still got that aggressive side in him and bitterness, but that's why he's got to be there. And we do have to remain rigid to our scale of evil now, because we've got the poll. We did a poll, folks. And we have to stay loyal to that poll and the poll's results. But it doesn't mean that, you know, Lemon can't have some good in him. He's definitely not like he's not up there as the most evil. So there's definitely room for goodness in his heart, that's for sure. But I'm going to copy and paste what Shuford said, because it's one of those things I especially want to read properly after stream. Blueberry could be trying to show. Okay, so you mentioned Blueberry as the teen angsty one, but teen angsty is definitely gonna be Tomato. Blueberry's cute. He's the infant terrible, the adorable one who's actually evil. But Lemon could totally be a father figure to Tomato too. You know what I mean? He's just because he's protective of Blueberry doesn't mean he doesn't have to have a relationship with Tomato as well. He could be a father figure to them both. So we could have easily like just say that it's Tomato in that regards. Carries around a plushie that used to be Lemon's favourite toy. As a kid, Lemon more followed Blueberry to support them. But isn't really a bad guy. Lemon really happy to be Blueberries. Yeah, I think Blueberry for sure would be that he's just everything to Lemon. Lemon loves Blueberry to bits. But he might have some, you know, we need to consider the relationships with all each other in general, not just Lemon and Blueberry. But let's get this down as well. Oopsie. I like the general idea that some kind of volatile, unpredictable, yet well-intentioned person. So you mean like Lemon would be like that, Strife? From what I'm gathering, he's the one that fits that bill the most. But maybe Apple does, really, because we got to be careful we don't make Lemon too good here. I mean, he's still we can put Bruiser with soft centre, because I think that gentle side in him is going to be there, and that's really what's going to make us as the player like Lemon, because even though he is a bit of a tough guy, he does still have that soft centre. But he's got to have something about him that's not... We got to keep loyal to the poll, and he's got to keep some evil in him, you know. And Apple is the least evil. I think because Apple's the leader, you know, and he's got that power. He's more powerful as well in general, and it could work that he's volatile and unpredictable but well-intentioned, like Strafe said. Because he really is the only well-intentioned one. You know, we said only one of the fruits was gonna be well-intentioned, so we can't make two of them well-intentioned. Lemon is kind of could be going that way, but he does still go into the scale of evil, that other side a little bit too, you know. Lemon's a tough fruit. It is. He's a tough one in general, that one. Maybe after being defeated, we get a scene where Lemon takes out the plushie to try and cheer Blueberry up. What would this plushie look like? Because I'm curious. I like the idea of something bringing out Lemon's soft side. You know? Something to make you think, actually, that's quite cute. And although Blueberry's an evil maniac, it's cute how he's like, you know, a father to him still. So I'm curious what if there was anything in mind for a plushie, but it could be anything, I guess. But I do like the idea. Something it would be something that shows that soft centre. Oh, you mean in general, Strive, not just these fruits. You mean just as a character in general? Oh, you mean Lemon? Okay, I'm just going off on one here. I'm late with chat, so I'm catching up. This dynamic can certainly make you question what is evil. Is it his actions? aka Lemon does evil by actions, but it's not in his heart. Blueberry has hate in their heart, but that has important rage trope. Well, what we've got to realise as well, rage is tomato, folks. We don't want to make tomato and Blueberry too similar here. I still want to make sure Blueberry keeps that cute, adorable trope. It's subverting expectations here with Blueberry. He's adorable and cute, but actually evil underneath it all. Whereas Tomato is more the full-on rage, obviously evil one. So for sure, just so we know there, and don't get mixed up between the two. Can evil be redeemed? Maybe at the end, Blue reconciles their issues, and we get to see a scene of Blue sleeping peacefully with the plushie. For someone so close to the centre, can Blueberry really be an evil genius? Isn't that more of an immoral genius? Oh, you mean Plum? Yeah, maybe I should label them, because it's going to get confusing who's who here. And I'm getting confused too, because I'm reading the dialogues and thinking, oh, you mean Plum, you mean Blueberry. So I'm just going to label them. It's a bit messy, and I'd rather put them above their heads, but there's not much room. So there we go. Okay, can Plum really be an evil genius? Isn't that more of an immoral? Well, this is what I don't want you guys to misunderstand. I said this earlier, probably before some of you came to the stream, so I'll probably make it clear again. This is a scale of evil. So just because they're in the middle, don't assume they're neutral. They're evil. They're just more evil, you know. This is what we've got to make sure we realise here. So they're not neutral. Lemon and Plum aren't neutral. And I have been tempted to move Lemon more here, don't get me wrong. Because, and I think we could do that, because there has been a lot of talk of Lemon having good in him, and I know people wanted Lemon to be good. I mean, we've got the poll here. Here's the evidence. So here's the poll, folks, that recently got closed, like in the last hour, which should be the fruit with good intentions. Oops. So this one here. And as you can see, Apple got the most votes, and Lemon was just runner-up by a short amount. So he's not falling too far behind. But people did say that they felt Lemon could be evil too, which made me think that the community still think Lemon overall has some evil in him. So I didn't want to put him too far down the scale of evil. But at the same time, because it was so close, I would not refuse to move Lemon a bit lower. I don't want to make him too close to Apple because I want Apple to be unique in the way that he's definitely the most good intentioned. But just because Apple's here, that doesn't mean Apple's pure good. You know, he's still questionable morals because he shouldn't be with these guys in the first place. We're still fighting these guys. They're villains in the game. You know, that is a cert. But we just don't like making our villains black. Like, you know, I'm not a black and white fan. I like shades of grey. So that's why we're kind of having this scale of evil. But anyway, let's just move them up a bit. Oh no, I think it's fine there. It's a bit messy, folks, but it'll do for now. Rose, is that Final Fantasy VIII music playing background? I'm actually not sure. Yeah, it is. It is. I've just checked on my earphones. We have a mixture of Final Fantasy songs playing on our playlist. I'll send it to you actually. That's our playlist if anyone's interested. Some lovely relaxing tracks on there. Thank you. Brooding Boy, Gentle Girl. This seems like an interesting Blueberry Lemon relation. Thank you, Strive, for those TV Tribes links. We should probably have a look at them. Oops, I've accidentally clicked on the Discord link from the bot. Thank you, Red, for that follow as well. I just noticed. Anybody else who is hanging out here, welcome to the stream. So I'll have a look at those tropes that you sent in a sec. I'm going to come on with chat. Oh my goodness, guys, I want to just say something here. I'm not used to chat being this busy, so please bear with me. It's great. I'm not complaining. Just to let you know, I love this. These are my type of streams that I love to see. But just bear with me. We're catching up because sometimes I'm not quite used to it. RPG chat, how does it work? Hi Zen, how are you doing? How does what work? I'll be happy to answer your questions. Since Lemon is protective of others, he could presume that Tomato is right about the people he's angry at and be paranoid of them. Okay guys, so you're all coming up with some really cool ideas here, and what I'm going to do just to speed this process up, because there's so much chat, I'm going to make sure that I copy and paste what Lemon and Sheaford are saying, and anybody else. I'm going to put it in my notepad pad. I'm not going to be able to read it properly right now because of chat being quite busy and I've got to catch up, but it will be there for me to read over. And what I'll do when things get a bit quieter, either in this stream or after stream, I will reread those notes and I will take it into account for when we actually do the plot planning tomorrow, so don't worry. We'll do that now because this is what I've got, guys. They're all here, so I'm gonna get them all copied and pasted. And it's all a big mess in this notepad file because it's all rushed, but I've always got who said it, so I remember. Hi Amber, how you doing? Just a quick hi. Daily online Unity game dev class starts in 4 minutes. Oh, good luck. I hope that goes super well. Thanks for stopping in. Just rolling with the idea. I'm also going to save the tropes that Strove put in because they'll get lost otherwise. So I hope I've not missed anything. The Overton window of evil, yeah. And don't worry, guys. I totally understand. You could have assumed that they were neutral because of how the scale looks, but it was discussed at the start of stream, and I know some of you have only popped by in the last 30 minutes, hour or so you probably didn't catch us talking about that. But yes, should I make it more clear, just in case new people are coming in as well? Well, it's first boss, but it's bosses, isn't it, really? But they are the first boss of the game. Just to make this clear, these are the first boss of the game. We're giving them a little cutscene before the fight starts, because I think it would be cool, and I think a lot of people here think it'd be cool if these characters do somewhat get developed. Even if we don't get to spend much time with them, even if it's only one cutscene before the fight ends and when the fight's over with, it'll be still really cool to develop the characters in that short window and, you know, make them somewhat sympathetic and make us as players partly wish we didn't have to kill, you know, some of them. Maybe really want to kill the really horrible ones, but somewhat warm to the ones that are understandable, you know. Because, like I say, I love villains that have shades of grey. Unless you asked before that song, yeah, I listened and I might have been late. Regarding your comment about good intentions but still being problematic, what do you think about the Chevalier versus Rogue trope? I'll read those as soon as I've read Chat Strife, that's for sure, because it sounds like it'll be interesting. Ran my FC house and swore I could hear some Final Fantasy VIII music. Yeah, it probably was Final Fantasy VIII, but the songs kind of finish fast, so it was probably a Final Fantasy VI one after that. Yay, bookmarked. More people means more ideas, which means potentially a better game. Exactly, Chub. So sometimes chat gets busy. Sometimes things like this happen in the streams, and sometimes I'm like, oh gosh, loads of ideas. And I think it's perfect to just copy and paste everything into a notepad file, and then when everything's quietened down, look then, and then properly take them in. Because I'd never want to not read them, because that could be good ideas going to waste there, and you know, it could be something incredible that would make the scene really good. So I always want to make sure I've took notes of everything, even if I can't read them at the time. Yeah, I'm lurking, listening. It sounds like excellent ideas. Going to be a great segment of the game, Rose. Yeah, this is so cool. I'm really excited to get this cutscene put together. Hi, Van, how you doing? Thank you for the luck, and I hope work's going okay. Just wish I didn't have to go to bed. This has been fun. Well, it's been fun to have you here too. And don't worry, I stream 4 days a week, so you get plenty of me. Gotta run around for a bit, maybe play some games, have a great stream, and everyone have a great day. Shufa, thank you, Nat. And I've got all your notes, and I'm gonna read them over. Anything that I haven't read yet, I'm gonna reread tonight. And tomorrow's stream, I'll probably bring them up, because we'll be doing more plotting and actually doing the dialogue properly tomorrow as well. I really would like to start writing the cutscene tomorrow. But it's been really cool to actually think about characterisation the last couple of streams, that's for sure. I'm going to read that trope though now. Rosie's awesome. Rosie's best way to thank you, Moon. That is very kind of you. But thank you for hanging out today, guys. I know some of you have only recently joined us and come in, so you didn't get a chance to vote on our poll for voting for who the order of the scale of evil, because this scale of evil was all decided by the community. They decided who they wanted as the most evil and who they wanted as the least. And it's a shame some of you might have not had the vote, but we usually try and get the polls done and dusted within 24 hours most of the time, because we need to move on. We need to make things clear, because otherwise we'll never progress. But there'll always be other polls to take part in, that's for sure. But always check the Discord, guys. Like, where's the Discord? I've lost it now. Even if you can't make a stream, you know, the poll will always be in the poll section. And I know that some people who haven't been able to be here just see that the poll channel's gone white, so they click on it and they just vote. So if you guys can just do that, and if ever there's a new poll and you're not able to be here as well, so just so you don't miss out. But let's look at the tropes. So I've been saying that forever now. Let's just switch back to this screen. Yeah, I need to use Discord more. I've just been busy with work, so thankfully, considering all the things going on, yeah, that's totally understandable. And but I just want to let you guys know that when we do the polls, like, you can't make the streams but you still want to be involved in the voting and don't miss out, then it's worth checking every day, or every time we have a stream, just to see if there is a new poll. But we don't usually have a poll every single stream. Sometimes we've gone a whole week without having a poll, and then times like this week we've had quite a few polls. It all depends on what we're working on. But the last poll was a really fun one. Anything like that with the characters and voting is always fun. So let me just read this one. So Strove said this seems like an interesting blueberry and lemon relation. So let's have a look. This trope is about two characters or factions that antagonise each other. The specific relationship the two of them share can vary from mere rivalry to being sworn enemies to just being complete opposites, but the point is that they're pretty much false to each other and most likely not going to be in a good... Oh, this is two people that are not in a good relationship, I see. And I really like the trope, but lemon and blueberry are the bestest of friends. So, but I like the idea of making it be some of the other fruits. Maybe tomato could have that relation with lemon. Maybe he don't get on with lemon because, they're both angry people and there's a clash. I'll look at that again in a sec, actually, because it was interesting. But there was another trope too. What was that? Brooding boy, gentle girl. So I'll get that one up as well. And I'll keep these windows open as well. I'm not going to cross them off because I'll probably read them after stream as well. But I wanted to fill this in. Since the kids, I'll say the kids are the most evil. He could be tried to get them interested in learning by hyping, say, Plum. Well, yeah, so the powerful magic is it will apply to, what they're doing to bring the paintings to life. That definitely fits. We might need to adjust the wording just a touch to make it fit with what's going on here, but we can totally do that. Another point. So just trying to get everything fit in now. I think we can move this down a bit. Because everything's a bit squished. Because I like to keep everything on the screen for you all to see. So that's why everything's so squished. But yeah, we can consider the other relationships, and I do like the idea of, let's read this again to see if this could fit with lemon and tomato, maybe. I'm going to cook dinner, but I'll leave the stream up as I lurk for you. Thank you, Lady Kaz. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you, and I hope your dinner's super, super yummy. Okay, oh, also complete opposites. Who are the opposites in this group, actually? Probably tomato and apple are the most opposites. I mean, apple's the least evil and tomato's the most evil, so they'd be opposites. Doesn't necessarily have to be at odds in viewpoint. They can antagonise each other with methods like chaotic good versus lawful good character in D&D. True, but blueberry and lemon have got no they have zero antagonise. They are very close and loving, and So for sure I could imagine that it wouldn't apply to them, but it could definitely with lemon and tomato, I think. And yeah, of course, it doesn't mean they have to be enemies, because the fact is they're all a family, really, aren't they? They all care about each other, but some of them might have a little clash just with opinions and stuff, and that would be totally normal. And yeah, if anyone's going to be lawful, it would be apple and lemon. And if anyone's going to be chaotic, it's going to be these two. And potentially plum can fall into the chaotic category. So remember that this is all evil, like they all fall under evil, you know. Although apple could be going towards the neutral, if anyone, you know, and lemon at a push, you know, that's just edging it for lemon. But definitely plum is chaotic or evil, like these two. So because these guys, I could definitely imagine them as more lawful. They would clash with tomato. I feel like blueberry is just too sweet, in obviously a psychopath way, to be at odds with. He's kind of the one that everybody wants to protect. Enfant terrible. Like, if you've read this trope, guys, it basically sums it up for blueberry. Like, nobody would believe that they're dangerous because they're just so cute. And it's kind of like, I want to make him look super adorable when he's first on the scene and first introduced, but we realise as the scene goes on how bad he is, and we just think he's this sweet birthday boy at first. And I suppose it could just be like a shock, subverting our expectations, to suddenly see that this adorable blueberry is actually awful. But he lacks the rage that tomato has, I'd say. He's more of a psychopath in a more understated way, if that makes any sense. Because blueberry's also our healer. We've got their battle stats here, what they're strong in. So for apple, he's the agility, luck and crit guy. Lemon's the defense guy, so it totally makes sense. He's what he is, the protector, the father figure. Tomato's the attack one. He's rage. He's the edgy teen. He's just full on aggression, and he's super sadistic psychopath. And blueberry is the cute one. Even though he's innocent, he's still cute, you know. And like someone said in chat yesterday, they loved the idea of the cutest one being evil. And I think that sums blueberry up, the evil one you wouldn't expect. And he still has innocence, you know. You can have that childlike innocent, doesn't realise doesn't understand the consequences of their evil act sort of character. And Plum, he's the interesting one, very mysterious, but he's evil. He's evil. Just because he looks like he's in the middle, don't get thinking he's a neutral guy. You know, this is the scale of evil. I really like that trope. Really hope we get to watch you put all this together. You do. I'm uploading all the VODs onto YouTube, guys. So if you haven't seen this playlist, I'm just going to give you the link again. Don't forget to sub if you haven't already. Throw some likes my way just because it goes a long way. The more likes I get on my videos, the more people might find the streams and discover our project. So it'll go a long way. Check it out. If you're not able to make some of the streams some days, there's always the option to watch the VODs, you know, that are on YouTube. So So just feel free to remember that. Okay, so right, next job, guys. So we need to still find a trope for Apple to sum him up. It's a tough one because his trope is pretty detailed, you know. He's the reluctant leader who is with this group because he knows they'll be really evil if he leaves them. He wants to kind of keep them in line. He has other intentions. His intentions are far more honourable than these guys. These guys have bad intentions, but he can't leave them behind because, well, one, they're family as well. They're all fruits together at the end of the day, and they've got a bond. And I think that's Apple's downfall. He still loves his fellow fruits despite having this good in him. Because the fact is, when this battle begins, Apple is with them. You fight all 5 of them, so they're all evil to us as the player and the party. Apple, if he was a real good guy, he'd be like, screw this, I'm out of here. I'm not joining your evil deeds. But he joins the fight with them and he fights us. He powers up, he buffs these guys in battle. So, you know, he's questionable because of those things. And I think we need a good reason why he's doing that. Why is he good but still with them and helping them in the fight? And I guess my reason, the only thing that comes to my head immediately is just because the fruits, and he's got that bond with them because he's grown up with them ever since he became sentient with them. He can't leave them behind because he knows they're evil, but also because he loves them, you know. That's one thing I can think of anyway, but I'm also interested in chat's perspective here too, because you never know, there could be things I've not thought of. Some kind of unfound respect, yeah. You know, like when your family and you are so opposite in morals, but you still love your family. It's kind of like one of those situations, I guess. But also, I just want to mention, just because I know there's a few new people here as well, I do have a lore video that talks about the sentience of objects that shouldn't be sentient. So you'll find out more about why they're actually sentient. The video goes into detail. It's only 3 minutes long, but it doesn't really talk about the fruit specifically in the videos. It actually talks more about the barrels, because we've also got barrel characters for anyone that's new here that were also affected and brought to life. Where are they? Where are they hiding? And anybody who's a regular here knows these guys because they are the stars of the game. We've even got emotes for them, bit emotes in the channel, because they're so famous. Me and Chub Cheeks have just done. Those are bit emotes, by the way, just warning you guys now. I don't want you to misunderstand and think they're subscriber emotes, because we had someone subscribe once thinking that we're going to get those emotes, said they didn't. So just a warning, the bit ones. And yes, the lore video itself is more targeted towards the barrels being brought to life, or the containers being brought to life, but it does refer to the fruits as well, and explains that that's the reason that these exist as well, the spell that brought them to life. Okay, guys, so the only other thing I can think of doing, other than reading people's ideas that I've noted down and just spending more time on TV tropes, is to get the rest of the dialogue lines in, because there's quite a few, and I think I definitely want to get them in, just so people see them, and you never know, it could bring some more ideas. And I want to spend some time reading all that text that you guys typed in chat with, because there seem to be some really good ideas there that I definitely want to read. But usually when I do that, I might just stare at my screen like that and don't talk for 10 minutes. So I don't want to make the stream more, of course. So I'll probably very likely do that off stream, read all that stuff. And then I'll mention it all tomorrow when we come stream again, and we'll get all those plot ideas potentially noted down. Hi National, how you doing? Maybe for apple, his power only works with other fruits, and it's so effective and enjoyable working well together rather than try to fit in with non-fruit and non-closely bonded friends. He wouldn't enjoy life being anything else than with this bunch. Yeah, and I think that's what it's all about, isn't it? What would he do without them? You know, he'd just be an apple on his own. That's kind of depressing. So it's like, yeah, they're his family, and even though he thinks differently to them, he isn't about to abandon his family. And that's also an interesting point about his power only works well with other fruits and effective, and maybe he doesn't want to lose that power. You know, there's a bit of selfishness in him if that's the case, but I think that's what we got to realise about Apple, is that he isn't a pure good guy. He's still a villain. You know, that's why we've labelled him least evil and not good. So he is the least evil, but he's still a baddie, but he's just a baddie with good intentions more. He's not as chaotic as the rest. He actually thinks, you know, that's a bit much, and he's got more morals, that's for sure. But his attachment to these guys are what holds him back most of all. Because if he did separate from them, he'd probably be a better person. It's too bad for him. So I'm going to note down what National Mars says as well. So many notes today. I love it. I love it, guys. Right, so have a drink. How are you doing, National? So there was way more puns than just that one, so let's get the rest in. There's quite a lot of text I've got to read here, so I've got to go through it all. I really liked it. I found it amusing when it got mentioned. Someone asked, are all the fruits left-handed? Because they're all holding the paintbrush. I feel like that's something that, I mean, in the cutscene, you won't see them with their paints and paintbrushes, so it's unfortunate that it can't be, say, brought up by someone like Carol in the actual cutscene, because you don't see them with the paintbrush. You only see them with the paintbrushes in battle. But it is still amusing. I don't trust human. Yeah, that's the one we got. Who? This was a good one. And like I say, we might unfortunately not get to use them all because they might not have a context in the conversation, but for anything that could fit, it'd be great if we could fit it in there. But I'm trying to think of an actual sentence for front line. Well, front line. I imagine Lemon would say it, because obviously Lemon is the one that would say lime because he's a lemon and lime. And he's the one that would also be on the front line too in battle because he is. The ones that are on the front line, if you want to know the battle positioning, it's actually this. So Lemon's at the front besides Tomato, because Tomato is the attacker, Lemon's the tank, the defender. Apple, being the leader, is in the middle. And the magic users, Blueberry heals, and Plum magic attacks. They're the ranged at the back. So that is the positionings. So yeah, lemon is actually on the front, lime. Even just something simple like that, I'll go on the front line just before the bottle starts. Could be, we could have even better, who knows, if there's anything else, but that's just one idea. I've got a bad feeling about that girl. I love that one because we do get introduced to Rose. Like, we will have to consider how all this dialogue could potentially fit in with the cutscene, and this one does perfectly because Rose, you know, she's there. But if anyone was gonna say, it would be Plum, in my opinion, because he is the one with the strong intuition. He's the clever one. Peel, I don't know if you can peel plums, but you don't have to necessarily have to make it relate to that fruit. You know, it could be just a fruit pun as a whole. Maybe plums can be pun. I don't even know. Doing good, how are you? Has anyone already mentioned the Geneva fights from 7 for the question of the week? Oh, they're good ones, National. They're actually good ones. Yeah, if anyone has an answer for the question of the week, feel free to answer. I'm asking what everybody's favourite boss fight is this week. And of course, sometimes these questions are hard, so no worries if you don't have one, but if you do, feel free to say. Guys, we need to find another left-handed fruit so we can be the Sinister Six. Yeah, I like that. I'm going to copy and paste that too. I think it would be even better if it came from an observer, like if somebody who wasn't in the fruits, like someone like the hero or Carol, said, oh, funny how they're all left-handed, like come from as though it work even more. But like I say, it's finding the time and place. It would only really work if there was dialogue in battle, and there might be. You know, well, we haven't really discussed that yet, I guess we'll say. Does the in-game Rose have a twinsy though? She doesn't. She doesn't have a twinsy. Not yet, anyway. As far as we know, there's a lot about Rose's past that is very not discovered yet. A lot of stuff to fill in, gaps to fill in, which is what's so fun about this project because it's pretty much improvised. We kind of fill in the details as we go along. And things like this, like we've spent so much time with the fruits the last few streams just rambling on about them. There'll be opportunities to have these kind of talks about Rose in the future and just ramble on about Rose forever. Because I like spending time with the characters, whatever character's relevant to who we're working on. We usually do that. And it's just fun. It's just so fun and nerdy. It's what I live for. Okay, so I'll go on front line. I think we got more puns than that as well. I liked this bit of dialogue for Lemon because it fits. I'll show you in a sec, folks. It fits very much with his sort of, I could actually imagine him saying it, being like sort of grumpy, like old man. But for that dialogue to happen, someone would have to refer to him as a lime. How is dang nabbit not in the thesaurus? It's totally a word. Someone could always say, you go on the front line to Lemon. And then he's like, I'm not a lime. Dang nabbit, I'm a lemon. That could work as well. Just ideas rolling. Please tell me that lemon is the blue one and blueberry is the yellow one. Nope. Nope, not at all. We're sticking with what they are in appearance. Everything, all the decisions have been made now. Got to stick with them polls. Well, not all the decisions. There's a lot of gaps to fill. Like, we've got loads of questions here still. But for anything that there's already been a poll on, we always make sure we stick to it, because otherwise this project would lose its integrity. We'd be like, Rose never sticks to the polls. We voted for that. Okay, so ooh, this was a good one. So what I'm going to just do, guys, I'm literally going to get a ton of boxes up. Well, not a ton, but a few more. With dialogue that's been suggested by the community for each of the fruits. And for some, we won't know which fruit would say it. And it doesn't mean this dialogue will be used in the scene. We're going to just get all the ideas out and pick the lines that we think could be good and just write it around that. But I like to at least make sure that what people have suggested is considered. But who would boss lemon about? Only tomato, and especially if tomato and lemon are going to have some sort of quarrel, weird relationship, rivalry. Like, he's the troublemaker son, blueberry's the good son. It could always be tomato that says it to lemon, because who else would boss? Well, Apple could boss lemon about. He's the leader after all. But for now, we'll just keep that as question marks. We don't know for sure. But that's, I mean, that's one way to put it. We could, who knows, it could be worded even better and in a more amusing way. But that's something for now. Oh, this is a good one. Let me get it up. I'm not sure who'd say this one yet. Also, we need to put this one under the plum. Put that there. There we go. I can smell food. I'm getting hungry now. I still don't know if blueberry should be the one that would say that line. It sounds a bit coming from someone with wisdom. Plum pie. You can get plum pies, can't you guys? 1 minute. Yeah, you can. Plum pies. So we could always change that so it's plum. plum that says, oh, tomato to a pie. Because blueberry, I want him to keep that sweet innocence, and he probably doesn't say much in dialogue apart from child language, and that isn't child language really, especially the word trust. Like, I don't think Blueberry would have grasped the meaning of such a word at this point in his life. Okay, so there was another line. Yeah, Blueberry here. Now this is a silly line, but I've got to put it. It sounds so like disturbing and creepy, and I think it needs to be written in a more childlike way, but it's not too bad, I guess. How many party members do we have? A trio, a prickly pear, and a quartet of heroes. I love it. I love that pun, a trio. We actually have a tree. We have a few trees in our gang. We just haven't talked about them in a while because we've been focusing on other characters. I'm gonna copy and paste that national mask because you never know, there could be a place for it. Thank you for being awesome. Okay, I don't know if there's any more puns. Let me make sure, because I'm looking through everything to make sure we haven't missed a pun suggestion. But it might be a lot easier for you guys to think of puns once you actually know how the cutscene is unfolding, like what actually happens in the cutscene, because we haven't discussed it this week. We discussed it in the Thursday stream. We writ it all up, the outline of the scene, but because we haven't revisited it in a couple of days, a lot of people probably don't know or remember how that goes. But tomorrow, I think we're now at a point where we can start putting that cutscene together, the dialogue anyway. So we'll be starting that properly tomorrow. But I like to get a few dialogue ideas down to have something to go from before we properly start. But yeah, we'll be getting straight into the dialogue tomorrow. We'll actually be full on writing it and composing the scene and putting it together. And once we're happy with how the dialogue flow looks, the draft, checked over the first draft, we'll actually start putting it into RPG Maker then. And we could maybe Thursday stream, maybe we could do all the dialogue in one day, but it might take us into the rest of the week, we'll have to say. Oh, this was one. There's another one. Oh, I should probably put it in the puns. Let's move everything up one so we've got room for it. It's leaving a sour taste in my mouth. I love it. So much creativity, guys. Yeah, and I just noticed something Met's mentioned as well in my notes. He says, since Lemon is protective of the others, he could presume that Tomato is right about the people he's angry and be paranoid of them. Yeah, I think ultimately something like that would be the reason why Lemon goes to the dark side and just clearly sides with these guys, because he's protective of them. Like, you know, when you're protective, doesn't matter, he's protective of evil people, unfortunately, but it somewhat makes him lovable, because it's cute to see that he's protective of them even though they're bad. Divine, thank you for that raid. I appreciate that. Welcome to the stream, folks. How are you doing? You Dream, thank you for the follow as well. Evening, thank you for joining us in the raid. How are you doing, guys? How was your stream? Thank you for choosing to raid me. I super appreciate that. Thank you, Evening, for the follow as well. Hi, guys. Project, Rod, Sid, Divine. How are you guys doing? Welcome. Rod, thank you for the follow as well. We'll give a shout out to Divine. See what Divine was up to. I assume you were making a game yourself. Am I right? Tell us about your game. Tell us what you was up to in your stream. You love my voice? Thank you. I'm from the UK. I have a British accent. As some of you can probably tell, it's not something I can really hide that well. But hi, welcome, guys. So if you're curious what we do here, we make a game together. We just get really nerdy. We talk loads about characters. We get really deep into detail, look up tropes. We write dialogue lines together, and that's what we've been doing. We've been fleshing out these guys. We do a lot of polls to make votes, which we do in our Discord, and we've put together the scale of evil, where this tomato is the most evil, and the apple's the least evil, but he's still evil, but not as evil as the others. And these are the first boss of the game, so really we just want to develop him a bit, give him a bit of character before we jump into that battle. We don't just want to be like, here's the first boss, fight it to the player. We want to have a storyline there, and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to do it, guys. So if you want to find out more about our project, I'll give you a couple of commands. We have a website. Feel free to have a browse, and also I upload all the streams onto YouTube. So feel free to have a little browse through them as well. Heavenly Chronicles Ascension is a game where you choose the gender and relationship type you desire and play as Lance, where you find yourself in possession of an ancient divine artifact that is desired by all in this realm and the next. Continue on this journey to serve your family, the earth, and possibly your own soul. That sounds good. How far are you through the development then? That sounds interesting. Anything where you can choose, I like that. Oh my god, has anyone told you that all the time, Divine. I think it's definitely, I have her colouring, that's for sure. Definitely. She does. It's still a little early on. Thank you for the follow as well, Divine. Okay, guys, so what are we doing now? I'm trying to get some good dialogue because the community suggested some really amusing, punny dialogue. So I'm getting all those ideas up on our massive sheet, because we kind of just put everything onto here. It's full of, oh my god, full of so much stuff. But tomorrow we're finally going to start writing the scene, because I think we've done a lot of planning now. I think we can jump straight into it tomorrow, and hopefully we end up with a really cool scene. She looks as much like Abby as I do Mark. Yeah, and people say you look like him all the time as well. It's so weird. This is adorable. Yeah, what's adorable? These guys? I think they are. But no, if you met, like, honestly, in real life, I don't look like her at all. But I think probably more on stream I do, especially because the lighting makes my hair and skin look really... My skin's super pale under lights, and my hair's even darker than usual under the lights. So, for sure. Okay, folks. So, what's the time? Oh my gosh, I've still got a bit of time, which is good. We don't have to end things yet, which I'm glad about. The whole game an idea, but mostly the pictures, because I'm simple and only read books with pictures. Well, pictures are nice. I'm a visual person myself, so I like to see images and lots of things like that. But yes, I'm glad you like the idea. I think we have a really fun, nice stream here. Just really chill and very geeky. If you're into RPG games, you'll like it here. If you like fictional stories and characters and all that kind of thing, you'll just like getting involved and getting chatty about where we can take our game. We do question of the week here as well, and this week's question of the week is, what's your favourite boss battle in an RPG? So I'm intrigued to know if anybody has a favourite boss battle. It's a hard question. I still don't know mine, but I'm going to think about mine before the end of the week, so I can tell you guys. Well, hate to raid and run, but gotta go take care of some in real life responsibilities. I'll try to catch the rest of your stream. Love the idea of this game. Now, thank you. And oh my gosh, that's totally understandable. When I finish stream and pass the love to someone else, I always have to run as well, because I always have my dinner straight after because I'm starving. But thank you so much for that raid and for choosing my stream. I appreciate that. An ultimate weapon. Oh, Final Fantasy 7. That's a good one. Yeah, Final Fantasy 7 has a lot of good battles because it's an amazing game. Yeah, take care. And thanks everyone else for joining in with the raid as well. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to throw them my way, because I'm still in the process of getting the FAQ page set up for my website, and I'll be really glad when that's up, because I think it'll be helpful for people. And I haven't had the time to fully get it done because there's so many things to do. YouTube, character sheets, the game itself, and there's I'm one person, so it can get a lot to do, loads of things, but a bit at a time, right? Okay, so I'm trying to think if there's anything at all we need that's important to finish before the end of the stream, because tomorrow I'm going to jump straight into the dialogue, I think, and if there's anything to clear up. I think I've got all the puns in now. I hope I haven't missed any out, because it would be devastating if there's a good pun that was mentioned and I forgot about it or missed it. But I think from what I've looked at, I've got them all. And really, we don't want to overdo it with the puns, do we? What do you guys think? I think if every sentence was a pun, that could get a bit crazy. But having just a few there is makes it amazing. We've also got non-pun dialogue. And it might need to be adjusted slightly and to make it suit the character who's saying it even more, but that's basically just an idea of some of the things that could be said. I'm also going to just read some of the story ideas some people had now that I wasn't able to read earlier because chat was very busy. So I'm going to just have a little glance. A human plushie got mentioned, and I like the idea because it's the whole sentience theme we've got going with our game at the moment, and I'm not sure if there's a place for it right now, or if it would be overdoing it to introduce that at this point. But who knows? There could be a place for it. but we need to put the scene together first and see. Because once we jump straight into the scene, we'll know what fits. Because the main thing is that we don't distract from this sequence of events that we've got here. This is what happens in what leads to the boss battle, and that all has to happen. And any dialogue or any extra fluff will be in between it all. So, trying to think. We don't have any more polls to end the day with. I don't think we closed our poll. We don't have a poll currently because we finished it, but we definitely have a lot of polls coming up. Maybe there's a lot of questions here that have been put up, especially with how do the fruits reveal themselves. That's an interesting one, and we have a few ideas here. Also, yeah, a lot of visual scene questions. Well, not a lot, but there's one or two. And also things like that, which fruit shouts at the party and which fruit does that. We might not need to put polls up for them. They could just be decided by all of us in chat, or whatever fits the scene best. But stuff like these could be polls. We'll say, particularly this one. And there's definitely more room for relationships with each other. I think we could potentially have one with other fruits, but maybe we'll get more of an idea when we put the scene together about that too. I can't believe you are planning all of this out. How do you stay focused? I have ADHD and it's hard for me to stay focused. Yeah, it's one of those things, and I can totally get why people are shocked at this, because I've had some people come in and be like really shocked, like you're not the only one. All I can say is I just have a real passion for stories and making things and putting something together. That's all it comes down to. If I didn't have that passion, I would just get lazy and be like, I can't be bothered with this, I'm gonna just do something else instead. But I live and breathe it. Like, I couldn't imagine not doing it. I'd feel like unfulfilled if I didn't do it, you know. It's what keeps me going. So that's your answer. Just being determined and really passionate about something can surprisingly make you really focused, I guess. Passion fruit, yeah. Yeah, we it's funny how we only deal with these fruits. I'm trying to remember why. I think it's because they started off really simple. They were slimes originally, and we just started changing the colour of the slimes because we wanted different colours. And then they ended up being fruits, and then they ended up being fruits with different features. It just kept going more and more crazy how we kept developing them. And I think we ended up with these ones just because there's a contrast with the colours, and they all looked good together, and the colours fit those fruits best. But yeah, who knows if there's ever going to be more introduced. With our game, there's no limits, you know. I mean, there's always a possibility for things happening in it, because I always keep it very open-ended. If you look to the website, you'll see that none of the story's planned. We don't have any ideas what's going to happen further down the line. And I like it like that because it keeps things exciting, not just for me, but for the community as well, and newcomers, if things aren't set in stone. So, you know, once we finish this part of the story with these guys, this first boss, we're back to thinking, oh, what are we going to do next, sort of thing. And it'll all be new. And I mean, we're following a sort of, it's not like we're going completely random. We do have an overarching plot that we're following, and it is focused around these barrels here, but I still like to keep it open as well. It's about getting that balance, just so it's not too random, and also so it's not too structured either. All these fruits are very passionate. Yeah, they are, especially tomato. That's why he's bright red. because the passion's just flowing out of him. Now that Evelyn is out for the blood child, they have a great development story. I think it's going quite well, and there's been a lot of good ideas, and some of them we might not be able to take. It'll all depend what works with each other. But I always try and keep the ideas in mind, because you never know where it could come in, even if it's not at this point in the game. Because one thing we know for certain is that these fruits, it isn't the end for them when this battle's finished. It's a unique battle in that the player gets a choice whether he wants to finish them off for good at the end or keep them alive. That was a poll that got decided ages ago, by the way, by the community. People were very keen on having that, the player had that choice, and that would be unique to this battle. Other future boss battles won't, you know what I mean? They'll be dead for good, you know. This is just unique to the fruits. And that allows the opportunity for a potential side quest where the fruits reappear again later in the game if you chose to keep them alive. Because Raindrop Chronicles is going to be a game that's very much about choice and consequence, and I don't like saying that because so many games say that. It's such a common thing. People go, this game has choice and consequence, but they don't always live up to it. And it's usually just an illusion of choice most of the time, but I actually genuinely want to do that. I want to make sure it lives up to it, and sometimes choices you make right at the beginning of the game will affect you in ways you wouldn't have foreseen, like later on. So I think that would be pretty cool. That's kind of going to be a USP of the game, as well as its charming, unique cast of characters as well. So guys, I think we're gonna have to put an end to the stream. Who wants to come on a raid? I'm gonna pass the love on. I think it's the perfect time. Like, Telltale choices, in the end, they don't really matter. Exactly. And don't get me wrong, I really like the Telltale games, especially Wolf Among Us. That game is, I just adore the atmosphere of that game. But it is true that the choices in that are an illusion. So, right, let's do the raid train. I'm gonna have a little peek, guys, and see. Why am I closed captions? I'm gonna have a little peep, guys, and see who's online. So I'm just gonna hide that just so we can protect the streamers. And I'll have a see who we can say hi to today. Everybody's playing Animal Crossing, guys, aren't they? So shall we say hi? I hope they're not going offline. Let me make sure that we're not picking a streamer that's about to go offline, because normally I do. Normally that happens. Okay, so I'm going to take us to Robbie because she's not usually on when I'm still on. So when I see her on, I think she'll be a nice one to raid because she usually finishes before me. So I'm going to take this opportunity to raid her, guys. So say Rose Redwood or just say hello and an emote of your choice, up to you guys. And she's not finishing, I don't believe, quite yet. So let's go. And I'll see you all tomorrow and we'll carry on and have loads of fun again. Thanks for the awesome stream, folks. You're the best.